channel in victory formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Justin Fields, you guys know I've been talking about Justin Fields this entire time leading up to the draft. I talked about how he outplayed Trevor Lawrence not once, but twice in prime time national championship style games, in college football playoff type games. So I was a big Justin Fields fan. I always have been. I always liked him a whole lot. I felt like he was the second, if not 1A, 1B to Trevor Lawrence's 1A in the draft. And he falls outside the top 10. And I was told he might fall outside the top 10. I was told he was going to go behind Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and obviously Zach Wilson. But he landed in the perfect spot, guys. And here is why Justin Fields landed in the perfect spot in Chicago. Because the Bears are a good team. The Bears moved up from pick, I want to say 20 to number 11 to come get Justin Fields, and that was perfect. Because think about this. The Bears and Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, you can say what you want about them. If you're a Bears fan, I'm sure you got a whole lot to say about them. They are a good combo. They win a lot of games. Hell, they had Mitch Trubisky in the playoffs 2 years in a row. The Bears haven't been able to get the quarterback position right since the 80s. And now they finally got themselves a ball player at the QB position. Justin Fields will come in and be a great player. He'll have time because he'll sit behind Andy Dalton, maybe even Nick Foles for a year, right? Get the time to soak in the game, learn the game from the pros, fix any mechanical issues. Because that's what everybody's saying. He had mechanical issues. Okay, he'll get in the gym, get in the lab and fix his mechanical issues. Whatever the problem people had and the reason why he failed to number 11. He'll fix those things. And by, week 8, week 9, week 10, once Andy Dalton continues to be Andy Dalton, it's time to throw Justin Fields out there to the Wolves. He doesn't need to sit the entire year. He needs to sit the first 10, 11, maybe even 12 weeks of the season. But the last 5, 6, 7 games of the year, he needs to be playing because the only experience and the best experience is experience. You got to get out there on the field. You can't just hold a clipboard and take – it's only so many mental reps that you can take and actually become a better player. At some point, you have to go out there. And the beauty behind the Chicago Bears, it's not like he's going to a terrible team. He's not going to the Jets, right? He's not going to the Detroit Lions. He's not going to a team with no O-line and bad coaching. Matt Nagy is a proven winner. He literally has Mitch Trubisky, who was a terrible quarterback, has a winning record, has been to the playoffs twice, right? He's a good coach. Matt Nagy knows what the hell he's doing, and he has great offensive schemes. Let Justin soak in those schemes, learn the playbook, learn the ways of the NFL, but by week 12, 13, the last 5, 6 games of the year, he needs to be playing, and he's in a perfect spot because, once again, that team has a solid defense, solid defense, a great defense, an amazing defense. He's going to get the benefit of that. They have a great running back, David Montgomery. They have outside weapons and Allen Robinson and Adam Miller. They've got great players. They got a tight end. They just Cole Kmet out of Notre Dame just last year. He's a good player. They have a solid O-line. Justin Fields is going into a situation that he can win. He can have success. Like Zach Wilson, we don't know. He's going to the Jets that just blew it with Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold was probably more talented than Zach Wilson. So we don't know what he's getting into with the Jets. And you're going into the division with the Patriots and the Bills and Miami, some really good teams out there. So the Jets, it's a shaky. Trevor Lawrence is going down there with Urban Meyer, unproven, great college coach, but we've seen what great college coaches have done in the NFL. All of them haven't succeeded, i.e. Nick Saban, the greatest college coach in the history of college coaches, wasn't good in the NFL. So we don't know what Urban Meyer is going to be at Jacksonville. We know what Matt Nagy is in the NFL. He's a guy that's a great play designer. The Bears have clearly built a great defense led by Khalil Mack and Roquan Smith. And now you have Justin Fields, the Bears' first legit quarterback in over 30 years. You had Jay Cutler in there, but Jay Cutler was on the exercise bike. He was garbage. He wasn't no good. He quit in playoff games. Justin Fields is a guy, you look at him when he got drafted. He was pissed. He was pissed. He was the 4th quarterback taken off the board. And that is a look in a guy's eye that reminded me of who? Lamar Jackson. Well, Lamar got drafted, which is way different circumstances than Justin Fields. Lamar was in the green room, and Lamar was the last pick of the first round. He almost had to go home. And he was super pissed. And Justin Fields, during his post-draft interview when he got drafted, he was still mad as hell. He was steaming. And that's a look I like. That's a look with the guy of his skill set completing 68% of his passes, scoring 86 touchdowns in 2 years. With that skill set and that attitude, I think he's going to go up there and light it up. And you got the Detroit Lions, which is always a dumpster fire. You got the Vikings, who are always going to peak because they have Kirk Cousins. You know, it is what it is. No offense to Kirk, but he is what he is. And Aaron Rodgers is leaving the division. This is prime opportunity for the Bears to be the runners of the NFC, North over the next 10 years. Because Aaron Rodgers looks like he's packing his bags and he's getting out of town. Justin Fields, you landed in a perfect spot. Those are my thoughts on Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears, because I feel like they won the draft, getting Justin Fields at pick 11, moving up from, I want to say, pick number 20, a playoff team, to getting, to me, one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in this entire draft. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at VF Sports Show. We post content on there all the time. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you.